Hola, buenos dias. What's going on, guys? It's Mr. Odell again. And as I promised yesterday in our Zoom meeting, we were going to go over shapes vocabulary. It's a little PowerPoint, and it won't take long. But I want to say, hey, guys, I was so glad to see all of you in the meeting. We had a lot of fun. We talked about each other. We were silly. I was putting funny names for everybody, and so we had a good time. And of course, you always remember Mr. Odell knows everything and never makes mistakes, right? No, I make plenty of mistakes. And I kid about that, but the reason I do is because I want you to know that making a mistake is okay. We all do it. We all do it every day, just about every hour we do it. And that's how we learn. So the key though is when you make a mistake is to not make it again. Try to learn from it and not make it again. Okay? All right, let's look at shapes vocabulary. All right, first page. We've got polygons. We talked about that this week. We talked about rectangles, squares, triangles, and circles. Those are all what type? Yes, you see it at the top. What is it? Two-dimensional. And I have a problem really with flat shapes. I mean, they're flat, but even flat, flat as a pancake, we still think that there is some depth to it, okay? Or width to it. There's depth or height to it. There's really not. It's just length and width. It's two-dimensional is not real. In other words, there is nothing in this world that is just two-dimensional. Something that you can hold. A piece of paper, the thinnest little anything that you see is still not two-dimensional. Two-dimensional is just something we can see, and it's the outline of a shape, okay? And really, I don't even want to use shape because shape to me means that it has something that has mass, it has matter, and I can hold it. It's three-dimensional. It's not. It's two-dimensional. And so we've got different types. A polygon, if you remember, it has at least three straight lines. It's closed, and the teacher that put this together didn't put that. And the lines are not curved. It'll say not curved, they're straight lines, and there's at least three of them, okay? So rectangle has four sides, but only opposite sides are equal. Remember that? You need to remember that. Opposite sides are equal on a rectangle. Then on a square, what do we know about a square? You're right. All the sides are equal. All of them. Great. Okay, then a triangle. You have three sides. Now there's different types of triangles. There's saline triangles, okay? There's equilateral triangles, okay? And so remember all the different types of triangles that we talked about. Okay, then you've got circle. Circle is just a curved line. It just goes all the way around and then connects back together. All right? Okay. And here's some of the pictures of these different shapes we talked about. Now, we know polygon, a figure with at least three sides. The lines are straight, and it's closed. Okay, all of those meet those requirements. Which one's a rectangle? Yeah. Which one's a square? Yeah. And the triangle? All right. Well, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? Okay. And of course, you already know which one's the circle. Everybody knows that. Okay. Now, if you'll go through these and read these over several times. I want you to do that. A pentagon has how many sides? 5 sides. There is a military building in Washington, and it's called the Pentagon. And if you look at it from a helicopter or a plane, it looks like a giant pentagon, okay? And it's actually a pentagonal shape, pentagonal. And it's a building, and it has 5 sides. That's why they call it the Pentagon. A hexagon has 6 straight sides. 6 straight sides. Now, if it has all the sides are equal, the same with any of these, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, if they all have the same sides, they're equal angular, and they're also a what? Regular polygon. A rhombus. A rhombus is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides, and it looks like a square that has been tilted over, or it looks like a diamond, okay? It looks like a diamond. A trapezoid, a figure that is a quadrilateral, has four sides, and it has one set of parallel lines. And remember, it kind of looks like this, and then it comes across the top like that. The top's usually shorter, the bottom's longer, and then you have these two lines on the sides that are not parallel. Parallel means they're straight like that, and it goes on forever. They never cross. Even if the line was just slightly tilted in, eventually it's going to touch. So parallel means the lines never touch. A quadrilateral means four sides. A congruent means a figure that has the same size and same shape. So it can be congruent. That means that all the sides are the same size and shape. You can be just talking about a line, though. One line to another line. They're congruent, okay? Parallelogram is a four-sided figure. So a rhombus can be a parallelogram. It's just that a rhombus, all the sides are equal. Whereas other parallelograms don't necessarily have to have all the sides equal, but the lines are parallel, okay? So that's what you got there. So a parallelogram looks a lot like a rectangle that's tilted over, okay? Okay, here's naming some again. And you need to figure out which ones are which. I want you to take this video, stop it, and go over these, okay? And try to figure out, point to the trapezoid, and tell me which one on the right is a trapezoid. Cone, cylinder, sphere, and cube. All right, now we're getting into three-dimensional shapes. A cone is a figure with one flat surface. It's the bottom. Or if you were looking at a snow cone, it'd be the top, right? And it has a curved side all the way around. It looks like that with a flat top, okay? A cylinder. My drink is a cylinder. I've got a drink right here. My drink is a cylinder where you cut off the top. That's a cylinder. A can of beans would be a cylinder. A sphere would be a soccer ball, okay? And a cube, has anybody ever seen any of those little sugar cubes? Have you ever seen one of those before? Or how about my base 10 blocks, the little inky dinky little ones, that I had magnetized up on the board? Those are cubes. All right, now so it's showing us all the different types of shapes, but there's others other than that, okay? Can you think of some other than these right here? Because I want you to do this. At the end of this, I want you to get a piece of paper, and you can draw on it and make it really pretty, just like these. And I want you to draw these four. You know how to draw these four. And you can draw them any color you want to. I don't care. But there's some other shapes that we've talked about in the previous lessons. Can you think of what they are? Think about Egypt. What do you have in Egypt? The pyramids. Now remember, the pyramids in Egypt have a what type of base? You're right. They have a square base. There's four vertices on the bottom, on the base. And then they come up to a point, okay? So that is a square pyramid. Then you've got also another type of pyramid. Can you think of it? What? A triangular pyramid, okay? But did you know that you could take any of those two-dimensional shapes? Let's go back up there. I could take a hexagonal pyramid. I could do an octagonal pyramid. I could do a penta pyramid. All right, I can do all these types of pyramids with the same, just so long as I put it as the base, okay? And all those lines would come up to the very top. But did you know that I can do something else? On all these different types of shapes here, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, nanogon, which would be 9, a decagon, which would be 10. I can make a pyramid out of them. I can also make a what? I just put it on the end and lay it down. See, the thing about a pyramid, they all come to a point. But if I make it where, let's say, imagine an octagon with 8 different sides, and I put an octagon on the other end, and then attach all the lines, what's that? You don't know? Yeah, somebody said it. A prism. So I can use any of these figures and put them on each, smack them on each end and make a prism. Okay. So really a cube is, if you turn it into a rectangle, it would be a rectangular prism. And some people call them cuboids. Isn't that a weird name? Cuboids. But they're also a rectangular prism. Then you got a sphere like a coffee can or a can of beans, whatever, a cube. Okay. So here now it's talking about some different things. Rectangular prism. A rectangular prism is a figure that has 6 faces that are rectangles. Okay. Okay. So it's a prism that it looks like a cube, and they stretched it out. Okay. A triangular prism, it can just be a triangle on the end, and then there's another triangle on the other end, and you just connect the lines. Okay. Now we're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about edges, faces, and bases and vertices. Okay. All right. Let's. This is the rectangular prism. I told you. No, it was Scruffy that did that. Was it me? You need to figure out which one is the triangular prism and which one is the rectangular prism. Duh. That's so easy. Easy peasy, right? All right. Vertices, bases, edges, and faces. Now, this teacher forgot to put where the vertices are. And if you remember, what I like to do is I like to put a line through the edge. So all these edges, if you can look at this rectangular prism, okay, or they call it a cuboid, every flat surface is going to be the face. Okay. Oh, she does have it down here, right here. I didn't even see it down there at the bottom left. Yeah, there it is. She has a little line pointing to that corner. Hey, who did that? Scruffy, why did you do that? Or was that Mr. Bear? Why'd you do that? I don't know. See, Mr. Bear. It was Mr. Bunny. Okay. So look at the face. Look at the top there. It's pointing that arrow, and it's at the top. Okay. It's the flat part of the rectangular prism or the cuboid. What is that called? That's called the face. All the flat surfaces are called the faces. Now the edges, okay, they're called edges. That's the little edge. That's the little sides in between two faces. If you have a face here and a face here, then it's that little corner right there, or that's the edge, okay? And then the face, one face on the bottom is usually called the base, okay? So if you have it sitting down on a desk, that bottom flat surface would be the base. And I had that giant cube, you remember, wooden cube in my room. The bottom of it would be the base. All the flat surfaces, but it can be the base and the face, okay? And then the little pointy parts of the cuboid, those are called the vertices. Where am I going? Hey, where'd it go? Oh, well. All right, guys. So what you got to know is right here is I want you to figure out, here's what I want you to do. I want you to draw all the at least seven shapes that I talked about. 7 3-dimensional shapes, not 2-dimensional. I want you to draw some 3-dimensional shapes. You can use a ruler. You can watch this and draw it however you want to do it. But there's only about 4 or 5 that are on here. Now, there's some more that I talked about. Remember Egypt. And you can do different shapes, but I want you to color them or make them look 3-dimensional, okay? Try to make them look 3-dimensional, okay? And remember how I told you to do that? Like if you want to do a cube, you do a square, then you put a little 7 behind it, and then you connect the vertices, okay? All right, do that. Take a picture of it and send it back to me, okay? But try to do 7 different shapes, and you can color them if you want to, or if you just have a pencil, shade it. Or if you have a pen, just use a pen, okay? But take a picture of it and send it to me, okay? All right, remember, the more work you do, the better the grade you will make. The more work you do, the better the grade you will make. All right, guys, y'all have a great weekend. I'm not going to put any book today or any science. We'll do that next week. What we'll usually do, we're going to do a science maybe on a Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll do some math. And then we're only going to do one problem because I'm expecting you, the school district is expecting you to pick up the packets, okay? So pick up your packets and get those done and turn them in. And there'll be days to turn those in, okay? You can look on the school site and it will tell you, all right? I think all of you are doing great. I miss you. Mr. Moser and I wish we were in class just to see you, but it is what it is, the way things are going on, and we just have to make the best of it. Y'all have a great day, and if you need me for anything, 936-334-2166. Talk to you later. Bye.